Welcome to the podcast hosted by timecam.com on how to stay on top of your work.
Hi everyone, this is Kate and I'm back with another episode of the podcast Stay on Top of Your Work. Today my guest is Michael Oblak, CEO of Shitsu.com. And we are going to talk a little bit about productivity, innovation and work management, among others. Hi Michał, I'm happy to have you here today with me.
Hi there, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, and you?
I'm good, thank you.
That's great. So for the beginning, can you tell us something more about you? What is Shitsu and what can we use it for? Also, why did you decide to create it?
Okay, so first of all, I want to thank you for inviting me to the podcast. I'm really glad to talk with you today. So, Shitsu is the link connecting website or mobile app or WordPress blog or anything else you can imagine with the Google spreadsheets. And the idea came to my mind when I was working in the previous company where we were shipping a hardware item, and we need to keep track of the delivery and the items that we ship, the items that need to be that are already shipped, and it was very hard to find any system that we could use for that, Google spreadsheets. And that's how we created Shitsu, because we needed to connect that Google spreadsheet into our system, into our payment system, into our shipping system. So yeah, that's how idea came into my mind. Nowadays, how people are using Shitsu is, I like to share one of the examples from our customers who is operating a restaurant, and every day he needs to change his menu. So he's doing that in Google spreadsheet, and his customers can see the menu live in the mobile app or on the website.
Okay, that sounds great. So how can a company benefit from using Shitsu, besides what you just said about the restaurant? But I'm wondering especially about innovation. Can it help a company become more innovative?
Yeah, I think it's all about time and how fast you can deliver your idea into your customers, because with Shitsu you don't need to set up all the complex systems. You don't need to create any admin dashboards, because you can use the tool that everyone knows, which is Google Spreadsheet. And I think that's the big innovation, that you can only focus on your idea, and the implementation is much more simpler and much more faster for you.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about innovation. What's your viewpoint on it? Where's Shitsu in all this? Because we live in times where there is a huge technological progress, and innovation is a huge part of it. So can your app help in improving other companies or individuals' work and make it more innovative?
Yeah, I'm a big believer in the human-machine collaboration, and how I see where the world is going is that all of the mundane tasks, all the thing that is boring and that can be automated, will be done by the machines. So people can focus on the creative part of the business and making deals between them, and all that stuff that needs people to do, that cannot be done by the machine. And that's where I see Shitsu. So you don't need to write all the boring stuff anymore.
Nice. So you're Shitsu CEO, and I'd like to ask you, what does it mean for you to be a leader? Because you have to kind of, lead people, lead a team. How does it work for you?
Yes, so for me, it's a very responsible task, and basically, it's not. I think it's not easy, but I really like it. But I'm very happy that I have the best team possible, and I work with really smart people. So yeah, it's not that hard because of that. And I think that I have two main tasks, and one of them is sharing the vision and the goal and where we are going, where we want to be. That's one of my tasks, and I'm trying to over communicate it all the time. And my other task is trying to unblock anyone in the team. So if anyone is blocked and cannot achieve the goal, I'm stepping in and trying to help them.
It sounds like you're a good leader. That's good.
Yeah, thank you.
But being a leader also means to manage a team. How do you manage your team? And also, what challenges do you face as a leader, and how do you solve them?
I'm trying to talk with my team on the high level of abstraction. So I'm the opponent of the micromanagement, and I think that it's good to have one common goal and then discuss with other people how we can get there, how we can achieve that goal. And the people that I'm working with are good in what they are doing. So I believe that they know how to do their work, how to split the bigger task we have into smaller chunks and goals.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about productivity, especially in your work and in the workplace in general. How to avoid procrastination and be productive, because I think it's a huge challenge for every company. How do you manage that?
Yeah, that's a huge challenge. That's true, and I think that it's very important to have only one big goal at a time, not to split your focus onto two different tasks. Trying to do one thing at a time. That works for me, and also I try to do it with the whole company. So each week we try to do only one thing, and the whole team is focused on that one thing only.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now let's talk about customers. In order to reach out to customers, a company has to act according to some marketing strategies and rules. How are you doing this at Shitsu, and how do you meet customers' needs?
So we're kind of proud of ourselves that we are very good at customer support. A lot of customers told us that, and probably that's because we are open on all the channels like Twitter, our live chat, our email. We are trying to help the customers as fast as possible. We are trying to respond to any of their message and questions as fast as possible. Besides that, we are offering the help with the implementation of our service into their workflow. And when we are doing that, we are always Skyping with our customers to get as much feedback as possible to know how they are doing the work, how we can help them, and so on. So yeah, I'm a big believer in getting feedback from customers, and this way we are getting some feature requests. We know what to implement next and how to better provide our service for the customers.
And I have to say that communication between the customer and people at your company works great, because I kind of acted like an agent, and I did a research and I talked to the people. Like I asked, what features do you offer? And they responded really quick, and that was great. I really liked it. So, that's a great plus of your company. What would you, as Shitsu CEO, would like your company, your product to represent?
Yes, so the one value that we want to share is that we think that development and creating new products should be as simple as possible. It should be like sketching a picture on the whiteboard, and after that you get a ready-to-use product. Creating products should be like telling about the user flow and the user journey, and then you should get the product. So what I want us to represent is just building products simpler.
Mm-hmm. And are there any strategies that you use in your company in general, which you also apply to your own work?
Probably the most significant for me and the whole company is the simplest one, which is focusing only on one task. And it's something very simple. It sounds simple, but actually I think it's not so simple to implement, to do only one thing and nothing else.
Do you think that maybe time tracking software such as TimeCamp can be helpful in that?
Yeah, I think it can be very helpful because it can show you if you are on track or not, if you are doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing or not. Yeah, that thing where it can be useful.
And it can also show you if you're productive or not, because it can be a problem. So it will be good to use it and to try it out. So I recommend it. Now I'd like to ask you my favorite question, which is what inspires you and what books maybe do you read to get inspiration?
Okay, so as I said before, I'm a big believer in the human-machine collaboration. And what I think is that in the near future, in couple of years, creating products will be more like creative task and not a technology task. So you don't need to write a lot of code, and you don't need a lot of developers to do that. And the book that proved me that I'm not the only one thinking that was the Homo Deus from Yuval Harari, and I think it's a really good book. Also, about the good books that inspires me is the Life 3.0, which showed me what we will be able to do with the computers in the near and not so near future. So I recommend that books to everyone who wants to see where human and computers together can go in the future.
Mm-hmm. And the last question, which I also always ask my guests, refers to the name of the podcast, Stay on Top of Your Work. How do you stay on top of your work?
So I have my secret sauce is to split the tasks to be as small as possible and pick the time unit. So my time unit is 1 hour, and I'm trying all my tasks to take me not more than 1 hour. So, and yeah, that's how I'm trying to stay on top of my work.
Okay, that's great. Okay, thank you very much for your presence here. It was my pleasure to talk to you. I hope you enjoyed it as well.
Yeah.
And make sure to check out more information about Michał and Shitsu.com because it's a really useful software. We got some really interesting and nice tips from Michał today. Have a nice and productive day and stay tuned for the next episodes. That was Kate from TimeCamp. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.
This podcast was brought to you by TimeCamp. You can listen to it on iTunes and SoundCloud. Subscribe to get more content and always stay on top of your work.